Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the Frontline Changes Report for the past 48 hours. It's for the 6th and the 7th of December for the Ukraine war or the special military operation in Ukraine. I have been busy the past 1-2 days. I've been moving house. Uh, definitely have nothing to do with anything happening in Syria. I totally did not operate, no command the operations in Syria at all. Like really, no. Don't point finger at me. It's not my fault. No, I am not involved. No, I didn't command anything in Syria. So anyway, we're gonna go through the frontline changes. There's quite a number and very significant frontline change. We have frontline changes at Pokrovsk, or the Kursk front, Toretsk. There's some major updates in Toretsk, in Niu-York front. Some things continue to goes down in the Pokrovsk sector, as well as some major changes over in the Velyka Novosilka sector. So we're gonna go. We have the areas. We'll do the calculation later, and we talk about it a bit later. So, um, yeah. My screen arrangement is a bit different, so I'm still like a bit not used to it. So anyway, let's go to the Kursk front. At the Kursk front, Ukrainian forces have been geolocated at Pokrovsk in the southern part of Pokrovsk, and this means that they have actually invalidated some of these Russian claims that they have captured all of these areas here. So these some very minor frontline change in this northern flank of the Kursk front. So this is where it is. Russians previously was attacking at Sorokina, as well as Malaya Lognia. So the Ukrainians are still in this area at Pokrovsk. So this is very interesting. So is anyone's guess what the front line actually looks like at this moment? So we jump. There's nothing else in the rest of the front lines across the past 2 days updates. As I think even for a lot of the OSIN, I don't think Deep State UA cares, but for Ryba, the pro-Russian sources is very focused on Syria because the situation in Syria just went to shit. I'll do the situation report later. I haven't get myself acquainted with exactly what happened, but some major general situation have already gone down, like Damascus has fallen, the Syrian government has collapsed, the Syria that we know today is no longer a country. So at the New York front, we have some major updates over at Toretsk. So this is the city of Toretsk. This is the Zabalka sector or the Zabalka neighborhood. The Ukrainian mapping has finally conceded that they have lost the entirety of the Zabalka. Russian forces have also advanced in the center of the city, moving in the direction of the industrial zone, and the entire of the Zabalka region is now under Russian control as per the Ukrainian mapping. Latest geolocation of Russian forces has indeed entered into this northern areas, the northern neighborhood through the two hills that the Russians previously, delicately, maneuver through. So and then this was a previous geolocation where Russian forces was geolocated at the end of the high-rise zone. That was a previous geolocation. So together you can see that the Russians have basically captured quite a huge amount of the Toretsk. But surprisingly, if you look at the area, it's actually not that big. Like the area is like you're talking about only like 1.14 square kilometers. Although no, if we zoom in this way, it looks like very big, but actually the capture is not really that big. So, but it is what it is. This is a heavily built up area. Every single 100 meters, square meters, 100 square meters are all super important. But yeah, this is the current situation over in Toretsk. So we move on away from Toretsk. And the next frontline change is over in the Verozhenia. So this sector here, so there is some frontline change in the south as well, but I want to zoom in the northern part of the Zofter region. So this Russian forces has geolocated to enter Shevchenko, and they have also went to the north of Novotroysk. This is both by geolocation. Latest mapping from the Ukrainian mapping have shown the Russian forces entering into Verozhenia. So this is a major change. This changes the tactical situation or strategic situation entirely, with Russian forces expanding their foothold over at Shevchenko. and this is a massive update in the north of Pustinka. They continue to expand the control across the entire main highway between Shevchenko and Novotroitsky and capture a major fortification east of Novotroitsky. So with this, you can also see that there is a potential, closing up of these movements, causing a pincer and encirclement between the Shevchenko and Verozhenia. And this is the latest geolocation, latest frontline changes over in this Pokrovsk sector in the north, in the Pokrovsk front in the north of the Zovte region. In the south, we have frontline changes west of Pustinka. Russian forces expanded control as they move down this gully, this river system, and expanding control in the south of Zovte. So this they are definitely going to go for the highway at this rate. I think this is where they're heading for. And this also allowed them to attack Novotroitsky from the south. If I move up a bit, you can actually see that the Russian forces are moving towards the south of Novotroitsky. So if the Ukrainians try to hold a defense line in this sector, it will be difficult because the Russians are coming from the south. And so this is just typical Russians nowadays, that they will actually find more than one angle to attack a fortified position. So this is the situation over in the south of Zovte with this penetration is like 2.3 kilometers deep. So, and then we move further south over in this, let me see, after Zovte, the next front line change Pushkin. So at the Pushkin region, moving towards Ukrainka, the Russian forces have expanded control. They totally bypass Pushkin. They just continue on with the tree lines and continue to move in the direction of this highway south of Novo-Olenivka and north of Ukrainka. So this is the current progress in the south of Pushkin. And then after this sector, we move down to Donetsk. So Ukrainian mapping have considered the northern part of Donetsk to the Russians. This basically is already claimed by the Russians, but this is just a invalidation of their own claims, or they are validating the Russian claims. This is happening in the south of Kurakhove, where the Russian forces are still trying to battle this major fortress of a HQ of a city in this area here. Ukrainians are still able to hold a line here at this moment, but the Russians are definitely trying to explore other ways in this sector. And after Donetsk, the next frontline change is not surprisingly at the Uspenivka front, but over at the Velyka Novosilka sector. There's frontline change over at Rozdone. Ukrainian forces has been geolocated entering into the north of Rozdone. This was previously captured by the Russian forces, and this caused a frontline change with the Ukrainians doing a counterattack. This counterattack is reported by not just, I think, the Russian sources. I think it's Russian sources. Only the Russian sources talking about it. Rybai was talking about this attack, this fighting in the Novi Koma region as well as Rozdone region, where the Ukrainian forces are counterattacking. Which of course we already have a alleged frontline change over at Novi Koma, so this is another one. So Ukrainian forces are definitely trying to prevent the collapse of the front line in this sector. And then we go to the last frontline change is over at the west of Makarivka. So this is Velyka Novosilka, and this is Rivnopil, Stara Mayoske, Makarivka. And in this region, Russian forces have captured a lot of grounds west of Makarivka and Starozove. This is information coming from the Ukrainian sources. Ukrainian map that the Russian forces have captured all of these grounds, paving the way for the Russians to attack directly at Starozove, going around the Ukrainian defense over at Makarivka. So this is the latest frontline change. The total distance traveled from the front line at Rivnopil to the latest is around 2.8 kilometers in distance. So let's turn on the mapping again. So the areas. So we are talking about the biggest captures is around Velyka Novosilka region. Pokrovsk come next, very very close. So they're probably more or less the same. But we're talking about these 48 hours around almost 48 hours of frontline change. This is very little. Anyway, let's do some mathematics, some calculation of the total area captured by the Russian side. Ukrainians have almost 1 square kilometers recaptured. 1.14 plus 7.53 plus 0.82 plus 7.75. And so the total area captured is 17.24 square kilometers. Let me update this number. So 17.24 square kilometers. So not particularly a lot per se, but definitely not something to scoff about as well, because it's still a war, people dies. Anyway, thank you for watching. Do press the like button, subscribe. Let me know if there's any audio issue. My room is not this new room is not. I mean the HQ provided by the Syrian rebels. No, I mean this room prison is not soundproofed yet. So I think there's a lot of echo. I can hear it, but I'm not sure if you do. So anyway, thank you for watching. Press the like button, subscribe. Let me know if you missed me, and I'll see you guys in the next update.